So first of all, tell us, what is your name and where are you from?
My name's Katie Roper and I'm from Workington.
Perfect. And how has WOD on the Loch been for you this weekend?
I don't think I can put into words really what WOD on the Loch has been for me this weekend. I was diagnosed with breast cancer about October, November time. December I was in having the tumour removed. And I think it's fair to say that WOD on the Loch was like the absolute aim. Like, came out of surgery and within almost a week, like, I was back in the gym, doing what little bits of training that I probably wasn't supposed to do, but kind of just bashed on and done it. But this event for me is just, it's just meant the world, like mentally, physically, and to be fair now I'm here, I'm pretty overwhelmed by the whole thing. I've also talked to somebody else this weekend who sadly lost his wife to breast cancer, and it's really like, kind of brings it home.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's amazing.
It's difficult.
Definitely. I can just see the emotion like coming from you, and it's fantastic that you're here. Honestly, people are going to be so chuffed and just so inspired by what you've done.
I think for me, I'm not a person who gets ill. I don't get a cold. Like, I've never been in hospital in my life, so for it to happen to me, like, I just think it can happen to absolutely anybody.
Yes.
It's just so important to look for body awareness. Any lump and bump whatsoever, you're not wasting anybody's time. Just, you know, you have to go and get it checked. Don't sit there and sit back. You know, we're all of a really, really good mindset in the CrossFit community, and you know, it pushes us forward and it drives us on to the next thing. And for definite, WOD on the Loch was definitely the next thing for me. There was no way I was going to miss it. I would, if I'd come out, had a drip in my arm, with a wig on, whatever, I would have been here.
Yes.
Like,
that's honestly fantastic. And just like you're saying about CrossFit, there's so much of an element of family and community. How has that helped you kind of drive to get here?
Absolutely amazing. Like, it was extremely difficult to kind of have that community feel, obviously being in lockdown as well.
Yes.
But the messages and the support that was coming from the gym all the time. I'd like to say, you know, a big thanks to like my family and my friends. I wouldn't have got through it without them. My coach, Jack Hoy, is the Hoy programme. We talked about the Open and he said, you know, let's just give it a go and like, let's not draw any comparisons. Let's just see how the mind and the body's feeling. And when you've done that over 3 weeks, you'll know how you're feeling for WOD on the Loch.
Yes.
And that community is like, you know, they've been part of the journey for the whole time. You know, I found the whole thing overwhelming. It was like driving here, you know, the phone just going constantly, best of luck, like, we're all behind you. And, you know, they're not here, but they're all here with us this weekend.
Yes.
So, you know, I just want to say huge thank you to them all.
Definitely.
It's just amazing, the support that they've all given.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've spent a fortune converting the garage into a gym, but to be fair, I think it kind of got me through. Like, it gave me a little place to go to, a little safe haven. And sometimes I didn't want to train, I just needed some space.
Yes.
And I couldn't go anywhere to get that space, so I was just going into the garage, putting a bit of music on, doing a bit of stretching, a bit of mobility work.
Exactly. I don't think people really truly understand how important, you know, doing fitness can be, especially part of the CrossFit community. Yes, we've been in lockdown, but having that space, like you're saying, the ability to just go and lift weights, just go and do something for your physical,
go and do something for the mental. I can't describe it really. It's just, we all need like time for yourself, and for me, like, exercise is definitely the way that I channel that kind of mental space. But definitely having the garage to go to for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it was, half an hour, an hour. I mean, God, some of my friends, God love them, I've been dragging them up 5:30 in the morning. They've been walking mountains. They've been diving in freezing cold lakes at like minus 16 degrees, and you know, they've got on in there. But do you know what? They have also loved like being part of the journey, and it's put those guys on another journey as well. Now they're all like, oh, do you know what? I quite like this fitness like.
Yes.
It's quite good.
It's awesome.
And you know, they're all here this weekend cheering me on, and that's just to see them all turn up yesterday with ribbons and glitter and t-shirts.
That's what the glitter's about. Love it.
You know, so yeah, it's pretty amazing, really.
Good.
Yeah.
And one last thing. So when it comes to having goals, tell us about that, because I know, being an athlete myself, having something in front of me going, right, that's where I'm going to push to get to. But with yourself having had cancer, how important is it to have these goals in place?
I think it's extremely important. I think it's important not to compare yourself to the past.
Yep.
Because your new goal is your new goal. And your new goal might just be, depending on the type of person that you are, if your mental health seriously struggles and you've had a seriously difficult time in lockdown, your daily goal might just be to go for a walk around the park. And if that's your daily goal or your weekly goal, that's absolutely amazing. Correct. I think we all set our own goals. Set your goal on what you want it to be, and don't compare yourself to anybody else.
Yes.
Stick to your own game plan, and you'll get there. You'll get to the finish line
100%.
Without a doubt.
Definitely.
You'll
Well,
get
thank
there.
you so much for speaking to us.
No
a
problem.
True inspiration.
No problem at
and
all.
we'll be looking forward to seeing you in the next event.
No problem.
Super.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a hug.
Oh,
Amazing. So lovely to see you here.